is Radio Romania International. You are listening to our 1-hour broadcast in English for listeners in Western Europe and Japan. We can also be heard on the internet at www.ri.ro, Channel 1. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter and other social media platforms. Our programs are also available on TuneIn, Radio Romania International 1, and in Europe via satellite Eutelsat 16A on 11,512 MHz, vertical polarization, azimuth 16 degrees east. We wish you good reception conditions.
I'm your host, Elena Enache, bringing you the news. First, the headlines. The Romanian President Klaus Iohannis firmly condemned Russia's recent attacks on the Ukrainian ports on the Danube, very close to the border with Romania. More than 500-600 education units in Romania will be modernized and properly equipped in the next period with European funds. Meteorologists have announced 2 red alerts for heat on Tuesday and Wednesday for the south and southeast of the country. And Romania won no less than 17 medals, an absolute record at the European Youth Table Tennis Championships in Poland. The Romanian President Klaus Iohannis firmly condemned Russia's recent attacks against Ukraine on the Danube, close to the border with Romania. This escalation poses a serious threat in terms of security in the Black Sea, said Iohannis, who emphasized the fact that the transport of grain from Ukraine and global food security could be affected. Russia attacked with drones on Monday morning the Ukrainian ports of Ismail and Reni, located on the Danube on the border with Romania. According to the head of the administration of the port city of Ismail, Rodion Abashev, quoted by Deutsche Welle, 6 people were injured and the grain shed was destroyed. After the explosions in the port of Reni, the commanders of the 7 Romanian ships there asked for permission to cross the Danube and are now on the Romanian shore. At present, there are no traffic restrictions on the Danube in the Romanian territorial waters. Also, the 2 ferries that make crossings from Isacha to Orlivka in Ukraine operate within the normal schedule every hour and a half, and commercial activities in the Galați-Free Zone port are not affected. The Ukrainian ports of Reni and Ismail are particularly important for the transport of Ukrainian grain on the Danube after Russia announced that it is no longer extending the agreement on the export of grain on the Black Sea. More than 5,600 education units in Romania will be modernized and properly equipped in the next period. The Minister of Education, Ligia Deca, has announced some 1 billion euros allocated through the National Recovery and Resilience Plan will be earmarked for that, and the contracts will be signed on Wednesday. The minister has explained that the money will go into digitalizing the educational process at preschool, primary, secondary and high school levels, as well as into modernizing the school infrastructure. She has also said that this is a way for the authorities to make sure that the reform in education is doubled by good conditions in schools. Ligia Deca added that at the budget adjustment in August, the Ministry of Education will request the necessary funds to increase teachers' salaries as agreed after the May-June strike, as well as additional money so that the educational system can function properly. Meteorologists have announced 2 red code alerts for extreme heat on Tuesday and Wednesday, valid for the south and the southeast of Romania, respectively, including the capital Bucharest, where temperatures can reach as much as 42 degrees Celsius. On Tuesday, the high temperatures will be felt through the country. Until Tuesday morning, a yellow code alert for heat remains in place for the west, south and partially east of the country. Romania won no less than 17 medals, an absolute record, at the European Youth Table Tennis Championships in Gliwice, Poland, which ended on Sunday. Romania came in first in the nation's ranking with 6 gold, 4 silver and 7 bronze medals. The gold medals were won in Poland by the women's team, the men's team, and in the women's singles, men's singles, mixed doubles and men's doubles events. The training ship Mircea of the Romanian Navy has docked today in the Turkish port of Izmir, where it will stay until Thursday. Its mission is to promote Romania's maritime values and traditions and the Romanian naval military education. The ship has a crew of 145 people and is on an international training march in the Mediterranean until July 31st. Since leaving the country, it has stopped in the Greek port of Piraeus and in Taranto, Italy. The ship's crew includes 64 second-year students of the Mircea cel Bătrân Naval Academy and 10 foreign cadets from partner academies in Bulgaria, Poland, Latvia, Turkey, Italy and Spain. The diplomatic mission of Romania through the Consulate General in Izmir, planned during the stopover of the school ship Mircea in the port of Izmir, visits by the crew and cadets on board to the tourist attractions in the area, official meetings of the ship's commander with the local public authorities, as well as a reception on board the ship with guests from the local diplomacy, civil and military authorities in the region. And that was the news.
Record high temperatures in the Northern Hemisphere turned July 2023 into the hottest month of July in recorded history. I'm Ana Maria Popescu with more details in this commentary written by Corina Crista. The Northern Hemisphere struggled with yet another week of scorching heat. Temperatures were significantly over 40 degrees Celsius in Italy and Spain, for instance, while devastating wildfires ravaged Greece, Canada, and California. In the Canary Islands, a fire has destroyed 5,000 hectares of land this month, forcing the evacuation of 4,000 people. On the Greek island of Rhodes, over 250 firefighters, including 52 from Romania, are working to put out a large-scale wildfire caused by the extreme heat and fed by strong winds. Thousands of hectares of forest, small and big hotels, homes, churches and farms have been destroyed, and 30,000 tourists and locals were evacuated. The authorities have arranged for tourist repatriation flights and say this is the largest evacuation in the history of Greece, where a code red alert for extreme heat is still in force until the 27th of July. Several other parts of Europe are also under code red alerts, as temperature records are being reported around the world. Italy holds the heat record for continental Europe with 48.8 degrees Celsius measured in Sicily on the 11th of August 2021. This Tuesday, the highest temperature reported in that region was 44 degrees Celsius. On the same day, Spain's meteorology agency announced 45.3 degrees Celsius in Catalonia and 43.7 degrees Celsius in the Balearic Islands. In the south of France, record high temperatures were reported, especially in the Alps, Pyrenees, and on the island of Corsica, with 11.9 degrees Celsius above the average for the season. Red code alerts were also introduced in Serbia, Slovenia, and northern Croatia, while Switzerland also reported wildfires. The United Nations called on the world to prepare for more intense heat waves, advising people to prepare their own personal emergency plans to handle these temperatures. The extreme heat that holds the Northern Hemisphere in its grip puts an increasing strain on healthcare systems, the World Health Organization warned, as hospitals in the most affected regions have already announced increases in the number of emergencies related to the high temperatures. In turn, the World Meteorological Organization has recently warned of an increased risk of deaths linked to excessively high temperatures. All these warnings come after last summer heat waves caused over 60,000 deaths in Europe alone, according to a recent survey. Currently, temperatures are dropping slightly, but the weather remains hot in the south of Europe, where temperatures stay above 40 degrees Celsius in Sicily, Cyprus and Greece. But according to the World Meteorological Organization, heat waves will continue to affect many parts of the world in August as well. And this wraps up today's newscast on Radio Romania International. Don't forget to also follow us online at rri.ro and on Facebook.